Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Great Awakening Generator with me, Rose McNair. And of course, I have today with me surprise live chat with Ginny. We have been trying to do it for a while. I'm just going to do some technological stuff here. Of course, we're going live, and that was a confirmation. Hello, Ginny, and welcome to Great Awakening Generator after all this time.
Yeah, hello, thank you. Yeah, we've both been busy, haven't we?
We sure have been busy, and I'm so glad that I didn't warn people that we're going to do this live because I thought I don't know what's going to happen because we tried it, and we were having times to tee. We were setting times, and it wasn't teeing up on the last minute. And I
Yeah.
thought I'd do it now. And then driving home from work, the storm that I was in. And I thought, oh goodness, I'm not going to make it. And it so happened that you also couldn't make 6 o'clock. So we made it for half an hour later. So you know what? It's great what the universe works and does in our favor. So,
It is.
so how's things going? What's been new? What's going on in your world?
Well, what's been new? We have a new baby in our family. And yeah, he's 4 weeks old Thursday and he's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, everything is going brilliantly well.
Yeah.
He is growing, and doing what babies do, and mum and dad are coping really well as well, which is fantastic.
Mm.
um my daughter's partner works away, so I've been going down there as much as I can to help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's doing really, really well. Yeah, and
Okay.
baby is doing, he's so cute.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Wow. What a blessing. What an
Yeah,
amazing blessing. So, Jenny, is this your first grandbaby?
it is.
Ah,
Yeah,
even more celebration, right?
yeah, yeah. And it's funny actually because uh circumstances when right at the beginning of the pregnancy, I think I just knew about it. I was house sitting for them, and there was a craft actually in the clouds, and I took a picture of it, which I probably on my phone
Wow.
somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
And so I thought, oh, this is interesting. So I think they're keeping an eye on things, and I've been having some pretty wild dreams. So before baby came along, about a week before, I had a dream that when baby came along, there was going to be a big tsunami.
Wow.
And I thought, what on earth does this mean? But anyway, sort of the day before, or as she was going into labor, I broke out in the most foulest cold. And so for the first few days, several days in fact, I couldn't go and see her or him.
Right.
And so that was my tsunami. Actually, it was clearing things out from
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So it was interesting. I got the heads up before that the tsunami was actually me, not an actual tsunami.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So life must be just a different, in a different zone at the moment, right? Because you've got a new family member
Yeah.
and now you are I mean, you have normally when people are having babies, obviously they know the baby's coming and they have an idea of when it's coming.
Yeah.
But actually having the baby in being in the physical sense, then you start to see how life's going to change and how
Yeah.
uh yeah, because only when you get there do you know what's affected, right? Is
That's
it right?
right. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. And as much as we were looking forward to him coming, I'm surprised at how gooey John and I have gone over him. Yes.
Wow, well, that's good news. That
Yeah.
baby is just going to
Yeah.
be adored and loved and
Yeah.
all of that. It's good, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Do you feel it's different? Obviously, it's different. It's not your child. It's not your baby. It's your baby's baby. Do you, how's can you describe a little bit about how the feeling is different?
Yeah. I mean, it's, well, like you said, it's my baby's baby. So that feeling of connectedness is still there, but you haven't got the responsibility over this little thing that's come into the world. And it's really hard to describe, to be honest. It's, you love them dearly. Obviously, you love your own child as well, but you love them as the same, but it is different as in you're sort of removed a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's really hard to explain, to put it into words. Yeah.
I understand. I can see why that would be difficult to understand, to explain, because it is kind of like, okay, it's my baby's baby, but I don't have the same responsibility as I have with my own.
Yes,
And I guess that's one excuse for why you can spoil the baby.
that's right.
Give into things you never gave into to your children or your child, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, I've had lots of other grandparents say that to me. Oh, it's lovely having grandchildren because you can spoil them and then give them back, you know. So I
And
think that's probably going to happen.
yes, and you can experience unconditional love
Yeah.
that way, because
Yeah.
children, no matter how much, I know with my daughter, I see, even a couple of weeks ago, she said something to me that implied that, well, she still holds it against me, something I did in the past. And then, even though I say I'm not doing it anymore,
Yeah.
even I had to learn.
Yeah.
It's some things are like, no excuse. You should
Yeah.
not do that because you're my mother and you're not allowed to do that. So, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So what about your work and your clients, and what's new? What's new that you'd love to share with us in terms of energy space?
Okay, well, I'll just say on the practical, physical level, we have found another house that we've put an offer in and we've been accepted.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we're busy now going through the process of getting our house on the market. So it's been chaotic here, cleaning out a load of stuff, making sure the house is tidy all the time. And of course, with the work, that's just been absolutely profound. I went, it's been really, really amazing. And I'm probably, other healers have found this, but as we go on and the frequency is raising, the healing is becoming much more, how can I say it, Christed light, sort of, really sort of that connection with source has got much more stronger and more powerful, to the point where I think it was like a couple of months ago, I got the strong impression that we as healers, as long as we believe in ourselves and we've done our own clearing out, so it's important that we clear out as much as we can ourselves, we are able to heal like Jesus could, like laying on of hands. And it's getting to that point now of being able to do that. And yesterday I joined two other very powerful healers and we did a Trinity healing session on this person.
Yes.
And it was like majorly powerful. So the three of us were working on this one person for 2 hours.
Wow.
My goodness, it was so powerful. It was really amazing. And we did toning and it was huge. So I think, on the energetic side of things, the healing and the work has expanded so much. I'm really looking forward to moving into this house that we're going for, because it's several levels, and the bottom level is quite a big room, which I'm going to use as my healing room, and it's big enough to have groups in there and
awesome.
And stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to getting that up and going, and it's right on the road, so I can put a sign outside and everything. Yeah. And on another level, we've got Metatron's gong. I don't know if I've even told you about that before, have I?
No. Maybe I can't remember. I think there was some, or maybe I'm mixing it up with seeing you, use the gong on YouTube. I've seen you do that. So tell us about Metatron's gong.
Well, it's huge. Well, I don't know whether you can see, but it's massive. It's one of those really big gongs.
Yes.
And John and I have been going and doing sound healing sessions with that, and gong baths. And we use crystal singing bowls and other instruments as well. And I also sing.
Awesome.
And it's been amazing. There's been some huge shifts.
Right.
You know, some people have never experienced a sound bath before, so that's been their first experience, and they've been absolutely blown away by it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
feeling tingles all through the body. And because it's made of titanium, it's the metal that most resonates with the human body, so it's got that extra
Yes.
connection to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, been some amazing sound baths. Yeah.
I've experienced it recently, the gong. And
Yeah,
this because
cool.
I was doing Kundalini yoga,
Yeah,
and it's something, the sound washes through you,
yeah,
washes over you and through you. It just change as soon as you get to that point where you're lying there and the person is playing the gong or whatever, just doing the chanting of the gong or whatever you call it,
yeah,
that you just feel the sound. It just goes through you.
yeah.
It's like it's not even disturbing. Some people
Oh,
might think, oh, it's too loud. No, it's just amazing. My last session of Kundalini yoga I did was sometime last week or the week before. I just have been too busy, and I'll tell you what I've been too busy with very shortly. But I couldn't hear it for whatever reason. The sound, I was doing an online class and I couldn't hear it, and I just thought, oh, what a shame I can't hear it, because there's something up with their sound. But I really do love the gong. I just
yeah,
feel like it's meant to be. It just heals, it just cleanses, it just unblocks. It's just one of
yeah.
those things. Yeah.
It is so powerful. Going back to the you couldn't hear it, was that on Zoom by any chance?
um they normally post this on YouTube.
On YouTube,
They
okay.
post it on YouTube, but I don't know whether they do it directly onto YouTube or they do it like, it doesn't show that it's a Zoom thing.
Okay.
I've just got to let Baxter out. I'm sorry that I have to do
Yeah,
this
no,
in real
no, so
life.
you go for it. Yeah,
He's a bit restless, so
absolutely.
I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Thank you.
Well, I hope everyone's having a lovely day out there, and I'm sure you're probably feeling the frequencies that are happening, and the Earth has frequency has gone up quite considerably on and off over the last few days,
Of
weeks
course.
actually. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay. I was just talking to everyone about the Earth's resonance and
Oh,
how that's gone up. Yeah,
wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for keeping it going.
that's okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jenny, so like you to do that.
thank
And
you.
I love that. I love that about you. I love you're just quick thinking, and I'll just carry on talking.
Thank you. Yeah, going back to the Zoom thing and
Yes.
sound, what I've found is that actually Zoom cancels out some sounds.
It does. And what I found is the remedy of it is on your Zoom, you have something called, I'll read it out, original sound for musician. And at the moment, mine is off.
Okay, I didn't know
So if
that.
you click it, when you're doing sound, anything with sound, I've been caught out so many times, and that's how I know it.
Yeah,
If you're doing anything with sound, like I do light language, and I know that when I start to tone, it comes in and out and sounds really strange. So when you're going to do any sound things or singing or toning or whatever, click on that button and turn it on.
I will. Where's the actual button to
So
it?
for me, it's like on the left-hand side of my screen, and it's got a green dot ticked at the moment. It's next to the green something that's ticked. It's either what is that? The meeting information. And so Baxter just barked just now. Did you hear him?
No, I didn't hear him.
Because musicians mode is off.
Okay, right.
Because what musicians mode being on does is picks up the sounds around you.
That's so good to know because I want to do
Yeah.
more musicy things, you know.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah,
I've been in sessions where I'm doing the toning and the language is so amazing, and nothing happens. People
yeah,
can't hear it. It gets cut out. It comes in and it goes out, no matter how close I am to the microphone.
yeah.
So that's what you do. Just do your
Thank you.
musicians mode. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's just called original sound for musician off. It's off at the moment. But
Yeah,
when I do anything sound wise, I turn it on. I click on it. You just click on it, and it'll come and it changes from off to on. And there you go.
brilliant. I will
Yeah.
definitely look for that when
Yeah.
we've finished. Yeah.
No worries. I just want to show you something.
Yeah.
I brought this. I've been sporting this little drum on my
Oh,
on my
lovely.
channel. So I have a desire to play drum,
Good.
play the drum with the light language. And I've heard recently that women used to be the drum players in ancient times.
Right.
So
Yep.
when I have seen myself in my mind's eye, when I get visions of the drum player, of doing the light language with a crowd of people, I'm always playing a drum. I've got a
Yeah.
drum on either on the side or here, or holding a drum in my hand. And I thought, oh, I wonder if there's why do I see myself like that? Because I'm always dressed in ancient, ancient dress, and my hair's got. I must be of African origin in this
Yeah.
particular lifetime that I'm seeing. And then I had this come across, this vision of myself. And recently, I met somebody in the last year who plays the djembe, which is a West African drum. Now, I don't know if this is the djembe, but I found this in South Africa when I went this time.
That's cool.
Last month. And I thought, before going, I thought, I should check for it. I should check if I could bring a drum back. And then I forgot all about it. And when I was at the airport, I walked into a store looking for something else. And I thought, oh, there's the drum.
Fantastic.
And then I brought it with me. But I mean, I'm no good at it because I don't know anything about it. But I'm gonna learn.
I've got one of those.
Yes.
I have got a small one, but I've also got a big one because I went to, not that I can remember much about it, but I went to drumming lessons in Tauranga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was one of those drums, but a big one.
Yeah.
I've got it here. And
can we see? Can you show us? Is it too
I'll
big?
try and get it out. Just bear with me because
No worries.
I've actually got 4 drums. I love drums.
Love it. Yeah. I didn't know I loved drums until recently, and I thought, oh, this is gonna just complement the light language,
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm just gonna try. I got the little one. I'm gonna try with it, and you never know. I could be bringing in a big one later on in the game of my life, or I see it. It's lovely. Oh my gosh.
It's a big one.
Yes, it is. It sure is. Oh, look at that.
Should we have a little play?
I think you should. Yes, please. Go for it. I'm going to put my musician's mode on. Sorry, I can't hear it. Now let's see.
Yeah.
Can you put yours on? Because I can't hear it. See if you can use yours.
It's not actually coming up on mine, so I think I'm going to have to go into...
That is a shame. I'm just going to look at it to see if I can help you out.
I don't know where else it would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, where else it would be, because... Gallery, hide.
Hang on a minute. It might be up there. Window. Zoom, meeting, view, edit, window, help. No.
Meeting information. Next to meeting information? Is anything next to meeting information?
Meeting. No, it's not got that on there. Start, share, mute audio, stop video, invite, copy link, record.
Oh, well, that's a shame. What
a shame.
Well, if you try, let's see if something comes through anyway.
Okay.
That's me, right? Okay, I'm going to stop mine. Wow.
Can you hear this?
It's coming in and out, and I've got musician's mode on.
Oh, a shame.
I can't hear it. Oh,
never mind. I will find this for next time, and maybe we can have a little drumming session.
I know, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome, because I think it's great. And apparently, we women were the drummers in ancient times, and that was taken away from us. And so now, it's apparently a man's thing, but okay. Yeah. I don't care. All I care about is that we can do it too. And we know, we've proven it. We've come out, even in our sleepiness, we have, whilst sleeping, whilst being unawakened, we are still coming into those things that are intuitively us.
We absolutely are. And I read a thing the other day about drumming circles and just how powerful that is. And not only does it resonate with all the people that are there, but it resonates right the way through the earth.
Yes.
Plants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really powerful.
Indeed. And this week I did something interesting. I know there's a lot we want to talk about, but I want to say this because that's just reminded me.
Yeah.
So I've been quite unwell with the rheumatoid for weeks now, and I started a project, and I spoke about it on Sunday, and I'm so sitting on the fence because I had thought I'm not going back into the business world or into the corporate world, and just before I went to South Africa, I was offered this training consultancy role, and that is what I do, and it's always good money and all of that. And then I took it, but I work out in Albany, and I live out.
That's a long way. Yeah.
I live in Howick, and I'm going all the way to Albany, and sometimes I'm in traffic like 4 hours in a day.
Oh dear.
And so anyway, I'll get to this to the point I was going to make. Anyway, so a few things have happened in this time, and I've had times where I get out the car and I can't walk from the car to the office and all of that. And I was having a big moan about it on Sunday on the Words of the Light series, and afterwards I watched it and I thought, oh, Rose, maybe you moan too much, and what about appreciation for having it? And also I've been tired, so I've been getting my words wrong and things like that. And also I love doing this work. I love doing energy work. But there's nothing that says you can't do energy work and still pay the bills and have something else. But I just need to know how to navigate it,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went to have Thai yoga massage on Saturday. And, Thai yoga massage is not ordinary Thai massage and all that. This is different. It's a certified practitioner. It's for health reasons. It's not for just relaxation. It's for health reasons. And they massage you, or you lie on the floor on a duvet, and then they massage your individual joints. Wow. I've been going to this lady for a long time, and you have to be certified in order to be functioning in that capacity. So it's not like you can just, I had this, and my lady who does it is Kath, and I've done it for years now. And this year I couldn't afford to do it. I last did it in March. And then, of course, now I got a job. So I was able to afford to do it on Saturday.
Yeah.
But Kath reminded me that I needed to, when you have inflammation in your body, you need to ground.
Yeah.
You need to go and stand on the earth. And you need to, and so I knew I had to do that. And I was doing it twice a week for 10 minutes on the beach after walking the dog. And she said, no, Rose, half an hour every day.
Half an hour.
Because that's how inflamed my body was. And that's how I needed it. Because she couldn't even massage my joints with more intensity because I was in that much pain. I couldn't move even whilst I was with her. She had to put a wheat bag on me. She had to put an electric blanket under me, that sort of thing to get me all flexible. Anyway.
Wow.
And then I did this. I've been doing it now, earthing, standing on the earth, and my earthing sheet has just arrived today.
Oh, cool. I've got one of them.
Yeah, apparently that helps us a lot, the earthing sheet, but I'm going to try it and see how I feel. I've been meaning to get it for a while, but I've just been saying, oh, I'll just wait until I can afford it. And, there you go. But now, I afterpaid it. So there's my secret. So I came across this meditation for 5 minutes where you stand on the earth and stand next to a tree.
Okay, cool.
And the trees have been coming up a lot because Tim Wilde has spoken about the trees. Before he went to Hamburg, he did a thing in Hamburg a few weeks ago. He said he'd spoken to the tree in his garden before he went and asked the tree to connect with all the trees in Hamburg. And what he discovered whilst he was there was the tree when he came back, was the tree had communicated with trees all over the world, including, he mentioned parts of, he even said Australia was so Australia, then it's New Zealand too, is what I think. Anyway, but I stood under the tree and I did a 5-minute meditation, and I actually felt myself. She did the guided meditation for a tree.
Yeah. And
I could feel, and I thought, oh, this can't be. But part of this meditation was for you to imagine yourself being a tree. Okay, cool. That's awesome. And you can imagine now when you have the elements going through you, like, what would it be like to ground your roots into the earth more? What will you be doing? How will it feel? And then if you were a tree and if you had the rain coming all over you, falling on you, how would that feel? What does it mean to be a tree and have rain on you? Yeah. It's nourishment, it's growth, it's all of those things, right? And what is it? And then she had the wind. She brought the wind into it. And then what does it mean when the wind blows? Because as humans, we're like, sometimes I don't like the wind. But for a tree, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm flying. Yeah. I'm having a bit of fun with this,
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the dead leaves fall off with the wind, and the new generation, and of course, the leaves falling to the ground means nourishment again to the roots, and it's like, my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I started to feel my feet and my legs get heavier.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Ah, like, wow, this thing is real. It
Yeah.
works. This stuff
That's
works.
awesome.
It was awesome experience. My first experience like that. And I
Yeah.
thought,
Fantastic.
oh, thank you. Thank you, universe, for this wonderful opportunity. So I'm going to do more tree meditations. And I've got a cherry tree in the front garden. It's a real fruiting cherry tree, but I live in Auckland. So the cherry tree has got cherries in it's full of cherries, but they're not big enough.
Oh,
They never get to the normal cherry size.
Yeah.
And whilst they're in this really small size, they start to turn red and start to ripen because the environment for Auckland doesn't allow them. It's not cold enough for them to get bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, that was my, sorry, I didn't mean to digress.
That's so cool. You know what? You reminded me that I have connected with a few trees in the past. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to play on my own quite a lot because we lived out on farms and things like that.
Yeah.
And in one place that we lived, there was one particular oak tree that I used to love and go and sit on. And I used to talk to that tree, and I'd sit on it, and I felt protected by it, which was wonderful. And it was in a forest, so I'd walk to this tree and spend a lot of time there. And since developing my intuitive gifts as an adult, I am able to, sometimes it happens, sometimes I don't get anything, but I'm able to put my hand on a tree. Like I remember in McLaren's Falls, I put a hand on a tree up there when we went to visit. And I literally played a video inside my head of seeing by the waterfall an indigenous male with like a loincloth on, bending down and preparing food or eating or doing something. Wow. And it was way back. So that tree showed me that. And I've put my hand on a kauri tree before, and of course they're very old. And I've been shown something similar about what happened. They showed me about all the milling, all the kauri milled, and all these men were mingling around, and it was from the tree's point of view, feeling a bit frightened, you know. And,
wow.
Stuff. Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing how much life and living they do and are constantly living around us. Because I remember we used to live out in Bucklands Beach, and a particular pathway that Baxter and I used to walk. They have all these big bottle brush trees growing, or on the roadside. And as I walked past two in particular, I could feel this energy.
Yeah, lovely.
I could feel the energy of it, and it was like, hey, come back here. Where are you going to? You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and quite often I would just go and hug it, or just stand there and just like touch it and just say, well, okay, it's nice that you are communicating. What is it that I need to know?
Yeah.
But it just felt like it was just like, hey, do you remember me? I don't just walk past me. And so, and I just really love that. I love it when you can feel the energy of things. Even your plant, the plants, like they talking. Sometimes you can, if you have indoor plants, you can actually see them changing form.
Yeah.
Or moving suddenly, or something happening to them, and you think, oh, did that actually move? What happened? There's no wind.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually been in a group meditation where we've had a plant in the middle, and we put a how do you say it, like a hologram of the earth above, and we were doing this meditation aiming healing at the earth. This was like a few years ago. And I had the plant playing because I've got one of those, what's it called, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I've got one of those ones that play the resonance of the actual plant, and we had her plugged in, so her music was playing throughout the meditation. And right at the end, after giving thanks and all that, I just said, oh, and let's send energy to this beautiful plant that's with us. And the whole group were there, and we all watched and sent energy to the plant. And as soon as we did it, two of her things moved like that. was amazing.
It's amazing. Mother Nature. I mean,
Yeah,
wow, 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 wow.
it was
Oh,
really cool. Yeah,
so I asked about the monadic meditation. I mean, I'm asking everybody, hey, did you do the monadic meditation on the 22nd of October with Dinah Cooper? And I liked your answer, and I was hoping that you would share it with us because, I was in South Africa doing that monadic meditation. Well, the intention was to do the monadic meditation, but I was in such a place where I couldn't at the time that it was happening live because I'd signed
yeah,
up to do it live or to be in the workshop. And then what happened was because they were doing it live and they were doing it physically in Lisbon, in Portugal. And
yeah,
then people signed up to watch the live stream, right? Or they
yeah,
purchased the live stream.
yeah,
And then but I did it the following morning, like at 3 a.m. South African time, where I woke up and I knew I had to do the meditation. It just was like right time to do the meditation. And all I did was not watch the whole workshop. I just did the meditation, the monadic meditation.
yeah,
And then when I got back home here, I just watched the whole workshop and went through the whole process of, going into their cache, clearing taking out stuff from the records that we didn't belong there and adding things that we wanted to belong there because
yeah,
there was one exercise to do that. But so I had quite, I mean, I just thought it was an amazing experience. And then they shared with us in the last 2 weeks, they shared with us a clip of it for like 34 minutes. It's not on YouTube, openly on YouTube, but people have shared it on people have shared it on the PHA's website, for example.
yeah,
But so that's how I did it. I thought it was pretty interesting where we joined ourselves with the monad. We joined our monadic self, or we joined with our monad, and then we went to the Intergalactic Council and asked we made a petition, and we also asked for stuff for the Earth, and then we were also invited to ask for ourselves.
yeah.
But you said something interesting. I just wanted to give a bit of background about it. So if anybody was wondering what we're talking about. So you said something interesting about how you were in it or how you were, tuning in. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so life's been pretty busy, as you can imagine, with everything going on around here. So what I'm able to do is, and I do it when I'm doing a healing sometimes, I set the intention that a part of me is also going to be involved in that. And then that's all I have to do. So it's almost like splitting yourself. So you're getting on with your day-to-day stuff around here, but a part of your higher self is also there.
Yes.
Being involved in the whole thing. So you're getting it without being physically involved in it. And when
Yes.
I'm able to do this when I do a healing on someone, even distantly, if I'm doing, say, a house clearing,
Yeah.
there's a part of the house clearing where I create a massive big bubble of unconditional love, and it's a big bubble. So what I do then is I split myself into several of me, and I see myself standing in a circle, and all of me in different parts as building this bubble of unconditional love. And then I count to 5 and we explode it through the whole house. So I know
Wow.
absolutely done it. So it's similar to that. So you just split yourself off however many ways you need to be involved in something, but it's in a different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, and we can all do that.
It's good to know. It's good to know. But I guess we would be saying to somebody who hasn't tried it before to look into to more of that before we do it, right? Before
Yeah,
they attempt it. And
yeah,
anyway, if you really know you can do that, you'd know if you know yourself, you would know it with confidence that you could do that, I guess, right? Your guidance will give
absolutely.
you how
Yeah,
to do it, how to come back, all of that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's about the level of maturity, I think, in terms of where we're
yeah,
at. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, for myself, I find it easy to astral travel and do all that stuff as well. So, or do
Yeah.
out of body experiences when I sit and meditate. But if that's my intention, then I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, that is just part or another aspect of that, if you like. But it's see, the way I see us is that the soul that's within me right now is a part of like this is only one facet of
Yes.
like a diamond.
Yes.
There are
Yes.
many others of me right now on this planet and off planet and in other dimensions and everything else. So it's a part of me in this one that I split off to go and do that. It's the same with when I'm doing a healing session. I can see myself stood around the bed and laying my hands on all the way around. So it's not just
Wow.
one side. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a unique thing to do. But all of us can do it, you're saying?
Yeah, I think that everyone can do it if they believe in themselves enough.
Yeah.
And practice it.
Yeah.
Because we're such powerful beings that actually we can probably do a lot more than what we think we can.
I think I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Yeah, definitely. I'm just that just brought to my mind when you were talking about this earlier. We were talking about healing and how you can feel the Christ light coming through and all of that. And healing is obviously more powerful, and quicker at the moment, right? Because I'm feeling like even with me, some things that I would ordinarily feel like, oh, I'm going to struggle with, they just seem to be happening like there in the moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like even when you don't expect it, like the other day I was doing some light language and I could suddenly feel this impression at the bottom of my shoulder blade, and I thought, wow, okay, always have that energy coming through in some way, shape, or form, that I can feel it on my body somewhere. And I did not have such experiences like a year ago. I don't think I was having that intensity and quickness, and that how the communication was like right away there, or and now I think it's just where we're at right now.
I think so. I think, without even like consciously knowing it, we've all developed a lot further than what we were a year ago.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that have happened in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
We have just suddenly gone from, there was a time when, we all went through these phases like, okay, fear, worry. Oh, okay, I need to step out of certain things. Oh, okay, I need to be cautious about what I say to people. Where suddenly all those things are just so irrelevant right now, because we're just in a different space. And I really love that space that we're in, because, I was saying it to somebody. Oh, I said it to Kath on Saturday. There's a lot of ugliness happening in the world, as we know. I don't even know the nitty-gritty of it. And not because I do not care about humanity, but because I do care about what vibration I put out, so that because I want to continue vibrating at a high frequency, so that I can contribute to that high frequency vibration. And so when you surround yourself with things that are of higher purpose, and then you start to see more that side of things. That is what's going to win this.
It is,
for want of a better word, when people vibrate on a higher vibrational level, and where we keep looking at for the good in it, we keep operating from the good of wherever we are.
Absolutely. I think I've noticed a huge difference since the 8/8 portal, actually.
Wow.
Huge difference. And with what's going on around the world, I truly believe that the light has already won, but it's just now a case of things coming to play, because the dark, so to speak, are probably going to shoot themselves in the foot without realizing it, and that's right, when all the truth is going to come out.
I also believe that the light has already won. I believe that it becomes clearer and clearer as we continue, and it will become very, very clear in the months to come. But everything has its place, and everything has to play out, and everything has to happen the way it does. And at the end of the day, everybody had a part to play in this process. Even people who are standing there and standing for the darkness, they had their part to play too, in the sense that it's them being as dark as they were, that made us realize
Yeah.
we did not like, we were uncomfortable with that kind of vibration, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so what was there beyond that? Because perhaps if it was still hidden, if it was still, I mean, there's a lot hidden, there's a lot more to come out, obviously we know
There
this,
is.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just about saying, well, okay, this is how this plays out. And you know,
Yeah.
some people have got soul contracts to remain in the third dimension. That's something they'll do.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there'll be a lot of people that will leave the planet, so to speak. And that's part of their soul's contract
And
too.
it's, yeah, and you see, this is people leaving the planet at the moment. It's pretty sad that people are leaving the planet, but also when I hear what you just said, I know that all of this is relative and relevant. And so, you know, when somebody is over 80 leaves the planet, we always say they've had a good life.
Yes.
And it's easier to accept that that person has left.
Yeah.
You know, however, when somebody that's young leaves the planet, then you think, wow, but even still, that serves the purpose. You know, even
Yes.
a baby that comes into the
Yes.
world and you know, like leaves right away
Yeah.
as a purpose in it. And so,
It
you know,
does.
and you know, it's interesting because I was doing some light language for my daughter's father this week, and just sending some light and just trying to figure out what, you know, just making sure that healing can happen and all of that. And I just felt guided to a picture we'd taken with him when we were in South Africa last month.
Yeah.
And I just started to do some light language, and then it popped into my head that his older brother is with him.
Okay. Yes.
And I thought, okay, but his older brother is alive. And then it popped to my mind, but that's not his older brother. And I vaguely remember, look, I was married to him about 33 years ago. And I remember it suddenly popped into my head that his mom had a baby, a second, you know, baby that it was 2 weeks old before it left the planet, and was a little boy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
little boy was actually looking after him, and in fact is the guardian to this family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got that out of the light language. And so there's everything in all of that. That's like purpose, right? And not that
Yeah.
it's the easiest thing to absorb and accept when it's happening to you. Obviously, we know that it's not.
Yeah.
You know, but people are leaving the planet. I'm finding now in the last 3 weeks. In fact, since we've done that monadic meditation, between that and the 1111 portal, there was some unexpected, surprising people, you know, exits from the planet, let's just say.
Right. Yeah.
And yes, you're right about 88 portal. 88 portal
Yeah.
for me brought some big revelations, some stuff I could not even talk about publicly.
Yeah.
But it was the 88 portal that opened the doorway to that information.
Yeah. Yeah. It was huge, the 88 portal.
It was huge
too.
Yeah, I'm never affected by the portals usually.
Yeah.
But this year,
me too, actually.
I caught it this year.
Too.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. And I think with the 88 portal, not only, you know, did it create shifts in our own personal lives, but it was literally like a huge paradigm shift in the energies that are now here. It was almost like, you know, a lot of old stuff had gone, and then we stepped into a new vibration. It was very powerful.
But
going back to
go on, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Going back
on.
to, this is just for, you know, everyone watching, about soul contracts and when somebody passes, to make it easier, as much as it, you know, like you said, it's extremely difficult when we lose someone, but to make it easier from a soul point of view, this human experience is school, and our souls when we pass away, go back home. So the
Yes.
spirit world celebrate when someone dies here, because they're now receiving that beautiful soul back into the soul collective.
Yeah, into its home space.
Yes, that's right. But it is very difficult for us down here. But also, you know, the massive learning and everything from that is when somebody passes, the immediate family and people that care about that person that's passed actually has a huge release of old stuck emotions and other stuff that needs to be released. So the person that's passed actually helps the family members release a lot of old stuff, you know.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
We don't realize how much our family connections
Yeah.
are affected by the things that are happening, because when someone passes, it's not just happening to that person. They're clearing so much more for the family when they go. Yes, it's a karmic thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. It is. It's like deep healing for everybody.
Absolutely. I'm sorry that I've been looking at my phone. What I'm looking at the moment.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out that super moon that took place in the week of the 29th of September, if it was in Aries, because that super moon was also very, it was bright and it shone the biggest, brightest light on things hidden. So it's like, wow. The astrology is really kicking us, I think.
It is. It's like majorly powerful, and the planetary alignments have been huge, haven't they? All this year, actually.
All this year. And, you know, Saturn went direct on the 4th of I beg your pardon, November, but it had gone retrograde, I think, from about the 23rd of June or something.
Yes.
And so I have to think the Saturn retrograde was like whacking us.
Yeah. So no wonder things are flowing a bit better now then.
Yes, because last Wednesday or so, no, sorry, the 4th, whenever the 4th was last week, Sunday, I think, or Saturday, Saturn went direct. And you suddenly felt, I could feel the shift of it, like, okay, something's happening. Even see it with my daughter, because suddenly she was taking a turnaround from the things that she was talking about 2 days before that were going to be intense. And suddenly she was like, I don't think so. Actually, no. I think it's like, okay, finally, you woke up. It hadn't gone on for a long time, I've got to say. But, you know, that Saturn retrograde was like, okay, stuck in that space. So
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is amazing. I'm looking at the time, and we've been on for about just under an hour. So it's time for us to say goodbye, I think. And I know that it's chit chat, and I hope you got something out of it. But share your thoughts with us, because it would be great to hear your comments and tell us what you think about the things we're talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been really awesome, you know, us connecting again and chatting. And I think it's really important, actually, that we do this and that people listen to, you know, everything that we talk about, but even stuff in our own lives, you know, when we share that.
Yes.
Because everyone's got stuff going on, including us.
Exactly.
You know, we're not free from it just because we're working as healers or whatever we do. We've all got stuff going on, and we're all feeling the energies and everything. So I think it's good to share that so other people feel they're not on their own and what have you.
Yeah, no, I think that was why I spoke about work on Sunday. I have a few people this year that told me this was the worst year of their lives. They have placements in Aries. Well, they have placements in Aries, and, you know, South Node in Libra, North Node has moved into Aries.
Right.
The equinox that happened in, was it May? There was one, I think, in April, and there was another, I beg your pardon, not equinox. What am I saying? The eclipse that happened in, there was an eclipse that happened, I think, in May and June, or April and May. I know that one was in the Gemini season and one was in the Taurus or Taurus or Aries season, Aries season, and then Gemini season.
Yeah.
So, you know, that affected a lot of people. I say Aries because I'm Aries, and so I know most about that, and I know that how my life was affected. And a lot of other people I'm talking that have told me this about work, about it being dry, about it feeling like you're in the desert, about it feeling like the dark night is continuing. You know, I shared my story because my dark night has gone on for 5 long years, or maybe
Yeah.
even slightly more now. And every
Yeah.
time I feel like I'm coming out of it, something happens and it pulls me back in. And, you know, I've just decided to, with my guides, actually no more. Thank you very much. You know,
Yeah.
come on, it
I
needs to
think,
end now.
yeah, once you set the intention, because I did this a few years ago, because when I was younger, I actually went through quite a lot of different things that happened, and I set the intention sort of, I don't know, probably about 5 years ago, that I had all of my bad stuff happen when I was younger, and from that moment on, everything's going to be plain sailing. And so far, obviously, I've had my down moments because everybody does, but nothing major. So I think when you
Wonderful.
set the intention of to the future that actually you've had all your bad stuff happen, it's not going to happen again. You're actually setting that and putting that energy out there.
Thank you
Yeah,
for that. That's wise words.
yeah,
That's wise words, because, you know, we decide if we're going to be the victim in this or
yeah,
whether we're going to put an end to it, because we are the creators of
yeah,
our own reality. So, you know,
yes,
that's it. Mm.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so before we go, is there anything you want to say? Any guidance you want to give? Any mindfulness practice you want to do before we say goodbye to everybody?
Well, yeah, I would just like to say to everyone, as much as with everything that's going on in at the moment in the world and everything, it makes us stay in the head and in our minds. So it's really important that we bring ourselves down into the heart and carry on living from this space, no matter what's going on. And don't believe all that you are seeing on the mainstream media, because that is just fear porn. And thank you for watching, everyone, and thank you for inviting me on, Rose.
You're very welcome. I love that, fear porn. Just remember that,
Yeah,
fear porn. Yeah.
yeah,
We've gone through a lot as humanity, and we're still here.
yeah,
And soul purpose, guidance, meditation, intuition, those are the things that will take us through and give us wisdom and understanding about the rest of it all. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, Ginny, thank you so much. I love chatting with you, and I really like that we were able to do this today.
yeah. Thank you. Me too.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Always come back to the Great Awakening Generator. We love having you here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I know that it was impromptu, unexpected, just happened. And sometimes that's the way it should go. So thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time here on the Great Awakening Generator and live chat with Ginny. Yeah, namaste.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.